morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at those amazing rares and why they might actually be viable as attackers despite the hideous attack cost. They're beautiful cards, they are very rare, but all of them have the same awkwardness in that their main attack takes 3 different kinds of energy. Now there is one exception to this, the exception is Celebi. Celebi's got 1 attack for a grass energy and 1 attack for a lightning and a psychic. So technically it is only 2 energy for the big attack. But hopefully you see what I mean when I say super awkward attack cost. The thing is that over in Japan, people have started playing these amazing rares. And we've actually seen amazing rare decks that have actually started working out over in Japan. I'm going to show you one at the end of the video. And maybe, just maybe, these are not quite as awkward as they look. Now, sometimes we do see special little tricks that we can use. So, for instance, as it stands at the moment, we've got Zamazenta, Jirachi, and Rayquaza. What do they have in common? They all have a fighting energy in their attack. Which means that if you're behind on prizes, you can use the Pokemon tool Karate Belt. We are incidentally talking post-rotation here. We're only talking post-rotation options. And that will reduce your attack cost by 1 fighting energy. So that's going to allow you to turn them into, admittedly still awkward, but 2 energy attacks. Bearing in mind we're still going to have Guzma and Hala, which will search out the tool, so, you know, could be a little bit worse. And of course, let's not forget that Adventure Bag will not survive the rotation. Sorry, Adventure Bag, but we've still got Guzma and Hala. Now, any that take lightning energy, so I'm talking Celebi, I'm talking Raikou, I'm talking Zamazenta, and I'm talking Rayquaza. I know, right? They can all use Tapu Koko Prism Star. Now, what Tapu Koko Prism Star does is it accelerates 2 lightning energy, 1 onto each of 2 bench Pokemon when you lost zone it from the bench. And now we are getting into slightly awkward territory here, but don't forget that Energy Switch will remain an option. So what you can essentially do is accelerate 2 energy, either 1 to each of 2 Pokemon, or you can Energy Switch from one of your Pokemon a little bit later. And you'll notice at this stage that Zamazenta actually fits both of those camps. You can use Karate Belt and Tapu Koko, so you can then essentially just attach a Metal Energy, and you're off and rolling. Now, those are the specifics. There is one more, it is Metal Saucer. Obviously, Jirachi, it lets you attach a Metal Energy from your discard to one of your bench Metal Pokemon. Obviously, Jirachi is the only one of those that can actually use it at the moment. But again, there's nothing to stop you trying to be a little bit awkward in terms of using Energy Switch, because both Raikou and Zacian and Zamazenta all do have Metal Energy in their costs. So again, that could be something to use. I mean, if you get really fancy with Zamazenta, you can actually pay the attack cost here without using your attachment for the turn. I'm not necessarily saying that you should, but I am saying it remains an option. So those 3 types of energy have really easy ways to accelerate. Where do we go outside of that? And the answer is we've basically got 2 options, neither of which are out yet, but both of which will be out in a not too distant future. First of all, Turbo Patch. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like Turbo Patch, partly because it's flippy, and partly because it's arguably unfair. Turbo Patch is an item card that lets you flip a coin, and if heads, you attach a basic energy from your discard to one of your non-GX basic Pokemon. That's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. A very good thing. It's on a coin flip, admittedly, but it means that if you do flip heads, there is an extra energy. And at the end of the day, I mean, if you play 2, right, you should expect to hit 1. So you can play 4 in your deck. You should expect to hit 2. And there's 2 extra energy throughout the course of the game. The other option here is Trumbeak. You see, Trumbeak comes along with an ability, and it's another one of those that I said was good, and a bunch of people called me stupid, and is actually seeing a fair amount of play in Japan. You see, what happens is when you play it from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you get to attach as many basic energy as you see there to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Now, of course, what's very important here is that we've still got the Oranguru that came around in Sword and Shield. Lets you swap a card in your hand with the top card of your deck. So basically, if you've got an energy in hand, Oranguru puts it on the top, and Trumbeak guarantees an energy. If you're lucky, Trumbeak gets multiple energies. But if you're unlucky, you'll still get an energy. Perfect? No. Good? Yes. Okay then. Glad we got that sorted out. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a roadmap. Not saying this is super easy. Not saying this is perfect by a long shot. But I am saying that between Turbo Patch and Trumbeak, you can potentially accelerate the energy anywhere you like. Then you add in all of the little things we've talked about, all the really specific ones, and we've got a chance here of actually getting these rolling. Of course, we do have the fairly obvious question here. Is it worth it? Which of these do we actually want, and which of these are going to end up being really good? Well, as far as I'm concerned, there are some that are better than others. Celebi's best attack here, 1 grass energy, 30 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active. Maybe if you really want to hit grass weakness, but we're putting Celebi for now in the no pile. Similarly, Rayquaza, grass, fire, lightning. Discard all basic energy attached to Rayquaza, and you do 80 damage for each type of energy discarded in this way. I mean, it was a lovely ADV GYM over on Twitter that alerted me to this fact, but actually, you can use the Drampa from Cosmic Eclipse with Dragonium Z Dragonclaw, and you actually get the exact same attack, like literally the exact same attack, except it's for free colorless energy. So again, I'm putting Rayquaza in the no pile. And similarly, Jirachi. I love the ability that lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand and the other one on top of your deck. I think it's brilliant for consistency. And then similarly, I don't mind the attack. For free energy, you basically accelerate 7 energy, but you got to get the free energy on Jirachi in the first place. It's fine, but I don't think we're looking as a really nice attacker. So once we take those 3 out, that basically leaves us with 3 options, all of which I would say are very, very good. First of all, we've got Raikou. Raikou, for a grass, a lightning, and a metal, does 120 to the active, and 120 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So against single prize decks here, you should be taking 2 prizes. You should be getting 2 KOs at once. But even if you're just finishing off kind of a 2 or 3 prize Pokemon while taking out a weak Pokemon on the bench, actually that's going to end up at, 3 or 4 prizes in one attack, and that's going to be pretty gosh darned good. This is a candidate for Tapu Koko and for some kind of Metal Source or Energy Switch shenanigans. But with Turbo Patch and Trumbeak and all of that, this is a viable Pokemon, and that's going to be a really, really nice attack to get rolling with. Now, Zacian is good. I've already shown you a winning Zacian list over in Japan. For 1 energy, you do 30 damage, and you attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Incidentally, that actually also really helps it get rolling. You'd rather not use it, honestly, but it's a nice emergency if you need to. And then for free energy, if your opponent has a VMAX in play, you do 300 damage. Otherwise, it's 150. And yeah, sure, your opponent's got to have a VMAX in play. And then, of course, you've got the irony that 300 really is not enough to KO many VMAXs at all. Yes, there are the odd few like Morpeko, but come on. That is very much the exception. But you need to, I mean, first of all, right, you're still hitting 300. You can still do a bit of extra damage here and there if you need to, but you're still hitting 300. That's a phenomenal amount of damage, so no, you cannot one-hit KO fresh VMAXs very often, but spread a bit of damage around and you will be fine. And then we're left with Zamazenta. Now, Zamazenta's got the same first attack as Zacian, 1 colourless energy, 30 damage, and you attach a basic from your discard pile to this Pokemon, so you can get it going more easily if you need to. But for free energy, you've got Amazing Shield, And it says that during your opponent's next turn, after doing 180 damage, you become immune to VMAXs. And I know at the moment VMAXs aren't everywhere, we're basically talking Dragapult and not a huge amount else. But when the next rotation hits, we're expecting Eternatus to become very, very good. That's a VMAX. We're expecting Centiskorch to become very, very good. So actually, I am expecting VMAXs to get better and better as time goes by, and that is going to add to the utility here. Even if we're not blocking VMAXs, you're still doing 180 as a fighting Pokemon, so down goes Eternatus, down goes Pikachu and Zekrom, down goes Vikavolt. There's an awful lot of very, very good fighting weak Pokemon coming around, not to mention the fact that you're also going to be getting the vast majority of single prize Pokemon. I mean, that's pretty awesome, ladies and gentlemen. I think Zamazenta's the best of them, although I do love Raikou, and I accept that Zacian could be quite good, though it's not my personal favourite. And these can work. I mean, Zamazenta, right? You've got Tapu Koko, Karate Belt, Metal Saucer, Energy Switch. You've got all of the options. But between Turbo Patch and Trumbeak, all of these become viable attackers. And I do think you need to go awkward here, but it can be worth it. Check out this lovely deck shared by the lovely Talonite X over on Twitter. We've got, as our attackers here, we've basically got Raikou, Amazing Rare, and Zamazenta that we've talked about. But we've then got a free Trumbeak line and 4 Turbo Patch. So if this wasn't a viable strategy, this deck wouldn't have gone and done alright over in Japan now, would it? Not saying it's the greatest deck ever, but I am saying it is a nice example of what you can do if you apply yourself. We might do a full breakdown of this deck in the future. We'll see where the schedule ends up. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, those are your amazing rares and why I think they could end up being quite good and why I think they are actually genuinely viable, even though the attack costs are, awkward to say the least. But I'd like to know what you think, and I'd like to know what your favourite amazing rare is. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.